Kidnapped quick, no warrant, no case. Camera smashed out, tripod in my face. First Amendment written, they erased, but the court said Cohen already placed. Hey! Operation Silence the Press, they plotted, they guessed, but the truth don't rest. It beats in my chest, from Cohen and Cali to Lafayette stress. Rights don't vanish cause the marshals press. Broke my gear, trying to kill my breath. Shackle me cold, start me near death, but the voice survives and I stand confessed. I expose what they fear. Silence the press. August 25th, courthouse stone. Sign in my hands, I stood alone. Words from the past, Cohen's tone. Fuck the marshals, carved in bone. Hated news and badge with a snarl. Threatened my cam, said seize it all. I stepped back slow, obeyed the call. Then he lunge slammed hard, I fall. Tripod cracked, my gimbal broke. Camera crushed and the government choked. First Amendment, bled in the smoke, but the record stands. I spoke. Operation Silence the Press, they plotted, they guessed, but the truth don't rest. It beats in my chest, from Cohen and Cali to Lafayette stress. Rights don't vanish cause the marshals press. Broke my gear, trying to kill my breath. Shackle me cold, start me near death, but the voice survives and I stand confessed. I expose what they fear. Silence the press. Dragged to a cell, chest punched tight. Couldn't breathe deep, heart raced all night. Knock his arm back just to fight for air. Now he screams assault while I'm gasping air. I'll tick slow, no sirens near. Paramedics mock, no mercy here. Hospital cold, the truth unclear. Delay in the jail, they jeered. Pastor Olivier, cuff cut bone. I asked what's the charge, he had none shown. Just a hole for the feds, my rights dethroned. That's kidnapping law in a danger zone. 40 pages black, lies in disguise. I forget, hit the scheme, but the scars don't lie. Laugh all you want, but the tape don't die. Operation failed, truth multiplies. Jailhouse freezing, blanket torn, no food served, constitution scorned, wrist bones twisted, pain reborn, but the fight lit brighter in the darkest storm. This ain't 30 days, this is principle strong. 54 years, the court said wrong. One man's lyric, another man's song, and I spit that truth.
What's
the
up?
World gone wrong. Cross they plots, they stitch and weave. Oxford to Galveston, chicks to see, but you can't erase what the people believe. The first obey when the lions grieve.
Hey,
Operation Silence the Press, they plotted, they guessed, but the truth don't rest. It beats in my chest, from Cohen and Cali to Lafayette stress.
I guess I am, I guess the music is over. What's up? What's up?
Shackle me cold, start me near death, but the voice survives and I stand confessed. I expose what
Hey,
they
what's up,
fear.
Phoenix?
Silence the press.
Hey, we're gonna have a talk. That's part of the reason why I was doing this live stream.
Silence the press.
There's been a lot of people who've been trying to get in touch with me, and message me, and call me, and last couple of days, I just honestly have taken my time. Been through a lot this week, and honestly, just haven't really felt like talking to anybody too much, other than just updating everybody at once on YouTube or Facebook for whenever things come up. Gloria ad. I need to. Hey, I haven't been. Don't take it personal, please don't take it personal. I haven't answered you either. I haven't answered anybody. So, try to get around to that tonight. So, yeah, I just wanted to touch base. It's to say that this week has been a crazy week. It's an understatement. Definitely shook me up. Definitely. In fact, I'm just gonna say this. See, we don't have a really large live stream tonight because I'm not live streaming vertical, and that's cool with me. I don't really need the 500 people in here. Yeah, it's I think they were trying to take a hit out on me, to be completely honest with you. I honestly think that was what all that was about. I think it was pretty damn close. I think I saw this. There was a certain layer of evil in Hayden Newsom's eyes. Let me show y'all what I'm looking at right here. Shit, I need a light. So I ended up letting the charcoal burn down a little bit too much, I guess, or I smothered out the fire a little bit. So I'm letting some air get back to the charcoal right now, and just doing some, guess you could say, some Louisiana Bayou cooking with regular meat, and some Louisiana Bayou smoking. So that intro song, I want to get some feedback. I decided after after all the things that the marshals did, and particularly what happened here a couple of days ago. Let me turn this sideways. Especially what had happened a couple of days ago. That it's time to start working on Bad Actors Volume 2. Because there have been a whole lot more bad actors that have emerged. And it's time to dedicate some music to them. So that's going to be the premiere track of the album. Phoenix. Let me just go ahead and say this. Well, we need to have a different conversation a little later. But let me just say this again, okay? I've told several of my subscribers on here that have said I wish that I could donate. I'm on disability. If you are on disability, if you are, just barely making ends meet, which is what being on disability is, you're on a fixed income. If you go over that, they will cut your money out. And so it is a literal month in, month out challenge. I mean, it sure would be for me if I was stuck on and told I could only have $1,000 a month, or some people even less, $700 a month. I mean, honestly, that's what I've been living on. But, and it's been tough. If you are on disability, if you're drawing a monthly check, don't make things tough for you and send money to me. Don't do it. All right. So I really appreciate what you sent me. God knows I could use it, but I'm gonna send that back. Because I know I don't want you to put yourself between a rock and a hard place. So earlier today, I did a show with John Felix, and I saw a lot of y'all on there. For those that have not seen it, I met John up in New Jersey, and we went up to Connecticut and of course spoke out at the Rotten Groton City Hall. And again, whenever the thing came up for Sean Paul Reyes, I've talked to Sean Paul Reyes a couple of times. There's a lot that we can each get from each other. That there's been so much infighting, and it's not a one person thing doing this stuff. You kind of really got to have people behind you, or else you're not really doing it, that much, because they can squash you like a bug. For those that haven't seen what I did with John earlier, I'm going to pull that up. And I want to talk to you about a case that John sent me just a little while ago, and said that that one of his hold on a second. And yeah, I mean, go ahead and
All right,
play
so
that
let's
right
watch
here
that.
where that happens. Yeah.
Okay.
You son of a bitch! I was outside on the fucking sidewalk.
He was pro-second, Mr. Matt. We the people, Barry Frost. This is a public service. All right, did I miss anyone? Astro Porty, Day News, Richard Phillips, Kevin Steele, The Sloth, in the Ghetto. Lee, what's up? I'm reading real quick now. Tom Shaw. All right, I'm caught up. Cool. All right, guys. So this gentleman named Matt Reardon, he just got arrested in front of the U.S. Marshal's office. And here is his page right here. Here's his YouTube channel, We the People News. Okay. He was protesting. I gotta find it here.
All right.
So in this video,
So let me pause that for a second. I'm gonna do like John did earlier, and I just want to point this out real quickly because I was just talking about the fact of unifying as a whole. We can all learn something from each other. I love the way that he introduces his shows right there. I think that is an absolutely phenomenal way to really rally your people behind you. Very good. And it's something that I don't do well enough. I can admit that right now. Like right now, I decided to hit the live button when I got a grill of food going on out here. But I just wanted to touch base with you people. But watch this. He does a great job introducing the show. I just wanted to jump in and say that.
So right here, he was protesting in front of the governor's mansion, and he's assaulted by this cop twice. Twice.
Yeah, all this is we the people's property.
Hey, Joel, what's up?
Now, inside of that gate, huh?
You go call the street. They're fine and all, okay?
No, I'm fine right here.
No, you're not fine.
How am I not?
So he's on a public sidewalk. He has a sign. This is the governor's mansion in Arkansas, I believe. He's protesting, perfectly legal. Cop loses his mind and attacks him twice.
I'm on the sidewalk. I'm on the.
Clearly on the sidewalk.
They go to fuck on the street. You understand me?
Well, here comes. So this cop thinks America is a prison, and he's the prison guard of America.
Is it under threat of arrest?
Now you're on threat of arrest.
That's a psychopath. That's what they hire as. That's a police officer. That's what you're supposed to respect as a police officer, right there.
Wait around here, man.
Do you know what the First Amendment is?
Don't give a fuck with the first.
You don't give an F what the First Amendment is. He thinks he's like guarding some gang member's house or something. I guess he is guarding a gang member's house, but that gang member swore to protect us, just like he swore to protect us.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name and badge number? Tyrant? What's your name and badge?
What the F's wrong with you? Like this cop is like, this is a street fight. He's talking smack and wanting to fight like physically. Except he's a cop, like a state trooper or something like that.
Number. I have a First Amendment right to be on the sidewalk. I'm on the fucking sidewalk. I'm on the fucking sidewalk.
All right, so this is not going to get monetized, obviously. So, want to throw me a few bucks? Cash App John Felix, $sign John Felix.
Do something about it.
Hey, man, get your shit. Go.
Hey, you're gonna get away from me. You're gonna get away from me. Put your hands on me.
Get the fuck on fire, knock you.
Oh!
Attack number two. Attack number two. This time in front of his supervisor, I believe.
Fuck on with you.
Hey,
We tell you, man.
Hey, let's de-escalate.
Fuck you think they're gonna play with you, man?
Hey.
Fuck.
Nick. Go back in. That's it. I want charges placed on him.
I want charges on him. I want charges on him now. I want charges on him now. I want charges on him now.
So he's assaulted this guy twice. Total crime. Total.
I want charges on him now. Look.
Yes, VA outlaw. I'm about to show it. Anyway, what do you think happens to this cop? Matt, I'm sure Matt will tell us here in a second. Let me email him the damn link. That might help. So, how you guys doing? Compose to he has a website. It's called I'm gonna send you the link right now, Matt. I met this guy at I met Matt in New Jersey while I was there too, with Leroy Truth and them. He's a smart dude, man. He takes a lot of risks, but smart dude, that's for sure. So, all right, now let's go to, I wonder if that was live or what. Latest videos. Major deer journalist violently arrested. Thanks, Peter Kaufman, man. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Oh, really, Joel? I'll call her. I'll call her right after this live stream. Thanks for telling me that. Appreciate you, man. All right, so what's going on here? This one. Oh, what can you see here? Okay, yeah. So now he's in front of the U.S. Marshal Building. I emailed you that, Matt. I emailed you the link to get backstage here. By the way, Matt, the ads that they put on your website, dude, they are like malware, so you need to clean that up. All right. Never got the link. All right, let me email it to myself. Thank you, Ford Silver, man. I appreciate that. So let me email that to myself real quick. No big deal. Compose. Who you want to send it to? Me. All right. And then I'll paste it there. I'll send it to myself, and then I'll open my email on my phone because it's not like we're doing a live stream or anything. Your clips are ready. Oh, thanks, Opus. Let's see here. Inbox. News at WPT need. Oh, what's a different? Okay, that's different. So news. Hey everyone, relax. Matter of fact, just watch this while I do all this background stuff.
So you're tuning in live for National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. This is We the People News. We're live outside the John M. Shaw United States Courthouse, where these tyrants with the U.S. Marshals Service think that it's okay to criminalize journalism and the First Amendment. Had bolos put out. You ought to see, like, those that haven't seen the evidence, haven't seen the FOIA request. I knew that there was funny business going on. Y'all want me to come in? Hey, they're trying to wave me in the courthouse. So he just waved me in. Should I accept the invitation?
No, you shouldn't.
I think I should accept the invitation.
No.
Hello. After you.
VA Outlaw, man. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Well, look who it is. Okay, you called me in here.
You know what? I'm going to bring Matt up right now. You ready, Matt? Okay. Looked like you said yeah. Let's bring Matt up right now. Yo.
John Felix. What's
Hi.
up, brother?
How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, man. Can you see what I'm watching?
So I only have one device now because they seized everything else. I had to fight to get my phone back.
So you can't see what I'm seeing then?
I see you on stream. I see the side by side screen. Yes. Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
So this part when you walk back in the building here. Well, first of all, why are you out there?
So I was out there because I did a FOIA request. I've learned to trust my gut when something seems out of place. I do Freedom of Information Act request, and I had all the signs that this cross-state talk, this cross-state chatter was still going on from Mississippi. They had reached across state lines and, of course, imprisoned me for about 1.5 years on the Galveston scandal. Before that, I was in prison for 1 year because the deputy lied and said that I didn't have permission to go to the FBI office to report law enforcement corruption. And then after the Galveston ordeal, when I moved to Utah, I couldn't even live in peace out there without these bastards with the Oxford Police Department 1,700 miles away running illegal surveillance on me and finding out my address within a matter of a day or two of moving out to Utah. So it's a pattern in practice. When Jonathan with the U.S. Marshal's Office showed me signs that he had been communicated to about me, I did a FOIA request into the U.S. Marshals Service. 2 months later, what do you know? I get 14 pages of heavily redacted information. Don't get any of the people's names, of course. They want to protect their privacy, but they actually put circulated bolos around the country on me. They have my pictures. They are criminalizing journalism in the First Amendment. And so I did what I think is the proper thing to do for somebody that's in the 1A, that's involved in First Amendment advocacy. I decided to push the First Amendment even harder. I decided I was going to utilize Cohen versus California, where in 1971, Mr. Cohen walked into the courthouse with a jacket saying "fuck the draft." I decided I was going to put on a sign "fuck the U.S. Marshals" and send my message that way because I was tired of my voice being silenced and I'm sick of this corruption.
Okay, so you made some signs and you went in front of this U.S. Marshals building, right?
In front of the courthouse, yeah. Traditional public
is
forum.
Is this courthouse also where the U.S. Marshals are headquartered?
Yeah, it's a federal courthouse. It's the Western District of Louisiana. It's a U.S. District Court federal courthouse.
And what did your sign say?
Happy National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. There was another one that said cameras and journalism is not criminal. They do not warrant bolos and yada yada. Operation Silence the Press. That's what I've called this, is Operation Silence the Press. It's a coordinated effort to silence the First Amendment. And it's, the other one I had was I had a trifold that on the main part of the trifold, it said "back the blue." But when you drop the trifold tab, it says "until it happens to you." And on the other tab, it says "fuck the police." But, that was just for fun. When a cop drove by, I'd act like I was hiding the other signs and hold up the "back the blue" sign.
So when this guy here in the video, if you can see the video, he tells you to come inside or something. Tell me about that.
So I'm out there by the street on the public sidewalk. There's no argument for barriers or anything like that. And I look over there and I see him in the lobby laughing, like smiling, and I'm waving, and he motions for me to come up there. And so obviously, I mean, I don't have a lot of fear, and I wanted to, so I took the invitation. And honestly, this is where.
So what? Hold on. So what did he say right here? Because that's what I can't make out.
So yeah, and so because I had Bluetooth earbuds in, you couldn't hear the exterior things that well, and I didn't realize that. They seized my camera that has the good audio, but he says right here, I'm gonna tell you one time, get the camera out of the courthouse. You can't record here, or I'm gonna arrest you. Something along those lines. He immediately threatens me with arrest.
You had a camera inside the courthouse?
Well, no, I walked in with my cell phone because, of course, I'm not going to go in and like these tyrants have asked me to do.
But just let me get some. Hey, Matt, tell me the story in a second. Just let me get some facts out of the way.
I got you, brother.
He says, "I'm going to tell you one time, don't put your camera in the courthouse." And by that, he means you walked in recording with your cell phone. I'm assuming they have a policy that you're not allowed to record in there. Is that what you're getting at?
That's arguable. Yeah, I mean, they got
okay,
the
he
sign
told you,
up, yeah.
He told you he doesn't want you recording in there, and he'll arrest you if you record in there, basically.
Right. But he called me up there.
Right. So then you leave and go back on the sidewalk, right?
So then I leave and I go back outside of the courthouse. I wasn't going to go back down to the street because I'd already moved my stuff up there on invitation. and I'm not going to play these back and forth games. It's adolescent, and so I decided I was just going to stay up there outside of the courthouse. And that's what I did. I held the line.
So you're standing out in public. You're not recording inside anymore. So what's the arrest about?
So I see that they're recording me with their phones. So I took the tripod and the 4K camera, and I leaned it up against the glass. There was most of the doors there are locked on the inside and the outside. There's only a couple of doors you can enter and exit through. And so I put it up against the door that was locked, okay, that you couldn't go in or out of. And I put the camera against the glass because obviously a camera can record anything the eyes can see. And if they're recording me, I wanted to have video of the inside where they were recording me. So I put that camera up against the glass.
And he's telling you to move it or else, right?
Well, and that's where I go and I sit on this stone, whatever, right outside of the doors. Things escalate again, and he comes out saying that he's basically going to seize my camera if I don't move it right away. And he says he's going to seize the camera. I said, "You're not touching my camera." And yeah, I mean, go ahead and play that right here where that happens. Yeah.
Okay.
You son of a bitch, I was outside on the fucking sidewalk. You told me to come in here, motherfucker. I'm going outside. You called me in here, motherfucker. You baited me in here, you piece of shit. Fucking pussy. You fucking pussy. Fuck your mom.
So what did he say right there? That you're drinking or something? What's that hand motion he made?
I don't remember what he said. It wasn't anything to do with drinking, I don't think. Now, if he said it, I didn't catch it. I was mad. I was angry because I felt like I was entrapped. That was entrapment. He baited me up there to threaten me with arrest.
I got you. Hey, no offense to you or nothing, because this is me in 2018. What you're doing right here, I was totally me. And then I finally got arrested, and the lawyer told me that unless you have a jury that thinks like we do, and you know most Americans don't, right, Matt?
Right.
They're gonna see you saying that, and you're the bad guy, and they're law, logic, all that shit's gonna go out the door. Just some little advice. Keep going.
I know. Yep. And
Okay.
I talked to Sean Paul the other night, and that was one of the things we talked about. Is I love his style, and I wish that I could 100% go his style.
Until we can get people, more people thinking along the lines of objective law and American principles, we don't have that now. We're like the irate minority. You feel me? All right, let's keep going.
He literally waved me in here. He told me to come inside, was grinning, and then told me he was going to throw me in handcuffs as soon as I walked in the doors. A public building. I'm holding my ground. I'm holding the line. Got to hold the line. And you're well within your rights. You cannot get pushed away. I mean, you give them an inch and they take a mile. Got to hold the line, folks. Got to hold the line. Huh?
So now he's telling you to get your camera off the door that they already have locked, right?
Right.
On public fucking property. Let's go. Let's go. No, you're not. I'm getting it. You ain't gonna touch my camera. You ain't.
Look at that. Look at that thing. Good Lord.
Oh, he wanted to go hands on so bad.
You wanted to go teeth on. What are you talking about? Hands.
I know. I had pepper spray ready for him, man. I told him, look, I'm tired of getting assaulted and nobody doing anything about it. So I'm ready to lawfully defend myself against an attack because the authorities.
Matt, you're gonna lose. Yeah. You might win right there and there, then, and you're gonna be all of our hero if you do something like that. But you're gonna fucking suffer bad for that, dude. You know that, right?
I'm suffering bad for it now.
You're good, yeah, but don't dig the hole any deeper. Stop digging. Let's watch some more of this.
You ain't touching my camera. You ain't touching my camera. I'm getting my camera.
Grab your camera and you move it right now. If you don't,
So I had a situation like this at some Department of Business Professional Regulation where I put my phone on a window sill, not the door, which is there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing here. This cop's a piece of shit, obviously. We see it. We all see that. They don't like that you're there expressing your right to redress them and say fuck them. They don't like it. They don't like you. They're looking for any fucking reason. That's exactly what they're doing there.
I am seizing this camera.
That's right.
I am seizing this camera. Fuck you. Because why? If anything, if he should have said anything to you, it should have been move it off the door and put it on a window instead.
That is absolutely right.
So what? So this door,
You've got 1 second.
this door is locked.
You got 1 second.
You've got 1 second.
This door is locked. He's so ready to go hands on. He is so ready to go hands on.
That big grimace looking motherfucker is ready to devour you, bro.
Oh, I know.
Oh boy.
It's an entryway. We're on the other side of the barricade.
I'm fine right here. I'm really.
Countdown.
Up. You can see
And it's
that I'm
public,
moving
but
back.
isn't it public?
Yes,
It's
that's
public.
what I certainly say that. There's got to be a line drawn somewhere.
But you're in public.
Right.
Where you're not trespassing. You took the fucking phone off the door. You're not
Yeah.
trespassing. I think this is a false arrest 100%. So, okay. So, all right. I'm not going to show that. What I'm going to do is go grab my vape and you're going to tell the people what happened after that. I'll be right back. Oh, that's
So it's
Wait. John's dumb. Go ahead. I'll be right back.
so, this
So
is
you
where
get
it
arrested
gets-
there.
Yeah, this is where it gets like super crazy. So he reads me my rights, and of course I invoke my right to an attorney right away. I then pulled the what's his name? People. You know, when the super people gets arrested, he puts his body up, he goes completely limp, and makes them carry him everywhere. Well, at this point, that sounded like a pretty damn good idea to me. So I went completely limp with my body. I was going to make them carry me, dead weight and all, back to the back. And that's what they did. And they were very rough with it. Threw me into a holding cell. I was, the arrest itself was so violent. He actually took, let me pull over right here. The arrest itself was, hold on a second, John.
You taking a driving test, man?
I had to get out of that gas. No, I had to get out of that gas station. They were kind of starting to act a little funny. All right. So he took my camera gear, took my tripod, and physically broke it over me. Brought me to the ground. I saw the legs shatter on the tripod. I saw the camera slam to the ground. My brand new gimbal that I had. I got the DJI Mobile 7. I got it for this event. The gimbal lay destroyed on the ground. And he was literally steadily jamming my head and my body into the ground. I couldn't breathe when I got back to the holding cell. I couldn't take a deep breath. My right side of my chest in particular, where I was hit with my camera gear, was it's unbelievably sore right now. I swear something is wrong. Okay. I demanded medical attention, as I should. Anytime that you're violently arrested by law enforcement, everybody should always go get checked out by medical. They waited to call 911. Then they finally did call 911. While we were waiting on the ambulance to show up, Hayden
Newsom, which is the white marshal that attacked me and arrested me. He buries his knuckles into my chest,
Which one is this?
and this is the white marshal that came out, the one that threatened me with arrest. The one that
The one that said
up
3,
there.
2, 1.
Yes.
Okay.
So he buried his knuckles into my chest, and I mustered up the little bit of strength that I had to knock his arm away. And at that point, him and the other marshal said that they were going to charge me with assault on a federal officer or assault on a federal agent.
Yeah, they were hoping you would do that.
Well, but it was torture. It was literally so painful what they were doing, and it was intentional. He was literally trying to drive his knuckles into my
I know.
chest back.
That's
into the
actually
holding for no reason.
that's a thing they do when somebody's unconscious. Is they rub something right there to like shock the living hell out of them. So when you're awake, it's torture, and it's literal torture. But the thing is, right there in the moment, you got to explain to the jury. Pretend there's 12 people there watching you. You see what I mean?
Like anybody in that situation,
Right, it's
if
torture.
they're
I'm with
tortured
you,
and
man.
in pain, they're going to knock the person's arm away. So then ambulance services show up an hour later. Okay, thank God.
Didn't you? Hey, sorry, Matt. You might have said this, but didn't you say they took you like an hour away when there was a jail within like a stone's throw?
Yeah, directly across the street was the Lafayette Parish Jail, a big jail.
And where'd they take you?
They took me to St. Martin Parish, and I actually would like to do some research on that.
Hour away?
It's about a little over 30 minutes away.
Okay.
It's a very dangerous jail. I've never seen so much indifference and lack of care shown to somebody's rights as what happened right there. But before I get over there to what happened right there at the jail, after I got to the hospital, and they basically didn't give a shit because this is the hospital the government chose to take me to. The marshal passes me off to a sheriff's deputy with the St. Martin Parish Jail named Deputy Olivet. I asked the deputy when we got into the van, I said, "What am I being charged with?" He said, "You don't have any charge. It's a hold for the U.S. Marshals." I said, "What?"
Hey, you broke
said,
up there for 1 second.
Requires.
You broke up for one second. You said, "What am I being arrested for?" And they said, "Nothing. You're being held for the U.S. Marshals." Is that right?
That's correct. I'm being held for the U.S. Marshals. And I said, "Wait a second. Due process requires that in order to physically cage a free man, okay, that there has to be a charge. There has to be a warrant. There can't just be an agency that says, hold them for us. That's not a lawful and valid reason." And I said, "You may want to get your supervisor on the phone before you leave this lot, okay, because your qualified immunity is going to be on the line, just like, and I'm trying to give you every opportunity to save it." But he said, "Look, man, I'm just following orders." And I said, "Well, just following orders didn't get the Nuremberg trials. When the Nazis gassed the Jews and tried to claim that they were following orders, they still suffered the capital punishment for their crimes." And I said, 18 U.S. Code 1202 defines kidnapping under federal law. I said,
"Now, are you telling them all this on the way to the jail or what?"
I'm telling them this in the parking lot before we leave the hospital, because I told him, I said, "Once you start rolling in this van to the jail, your qualified immunity is gone, Buster."
So they took you to the jail, all right?
So he did. I even explained everything in full detail, how this is kidnapping. Took me to the jail. As we're getting close to the jail, he's like, "Will you do me a favor and just cooperate when you're getting booked in?" And I said, "Look, honestly, I can't. I have a lawful obligation and duty to resist tyranny and unlawful confinement. So, y'all are going to have to do your job. When it comes to, like, I'm not physically walking in there. I'm not, going in there on my own power. Okay. Y'all are going to have to do your job right there." And we got there. He called for another deputy. It's a booking agent. This big female guard. They came out. They grabbed me, pulled me out of the back row by the handcuffs. The
Back
cuffs
what?
by
Back
the
row.
handcuff. So I was in the back row of this van. They pulled me out by the chain of my handcuffs. The handcuffs were locked so tight around my wrist that I could feel my bones grinding. I kept asking for the handcuffs to get loosened. Instead of loosening them, they're carrying me by the metal chain of the handcuffs, knowing that my chest is like I still I'm having trouble breathing right now, taking a full breath. And I'm screaming at this point because it's literally the most pain I've ever been in my life. That's extreme pain, being toted by your wrist.
Yeah, they were torturing you. No doubt about it.
And then they took me upstairs. Of course, I didn't. I said, I'm not gonna cooperate. I'm not gonna sign anything. I'm not answering questions. They took me upstairs. They threw me in the smallest little tank that they could, that had a hole in the floor to piss and shit. And they threw me in there with no mat and a torn blanket. It felt like 30 degrees in the cell. I was in there all night. I had not eaten all day. I never eat breakfast, and it was going to be a late lunch for me because I was trying to get that, message sent out, to the U.S. attorneys. I was going to eat a late lunch after that. So obviously I missed that. By the time I got to the jail, it was extremely late at night, like almost midnight. So I missed everything. They had me literally booked on hold for U.S. Marshals. They didn't have me charged with anything until the next day when they brought me to court before the federal judge. At court, they charged me with, it's basically a federal misdemeanor, loitering, causing disorderly conduct on federal property. One charge. It sees a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail on a conviction. I looked at the marshals. I said, how does it feel to have sent your career up in smoke on a crime that can see a maximum 30 days, dumbass? And the case law couldn't be clear in Cohen versus California. This is exactly the same. He wore a jacket saying, fuck the draft. I held a sign saying, fuck the marshals. And I had a good reason for it because they circulated bolos on me for no reason.
Yeah, dude. That's so after all that.
So then I
all the
found out
torture.
today.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was going to say, I found out today. So while I'm at the courthouse,
Hey,
rewind. When we pulled up in the sheriff's vehicle.
Stop. Rewind about 10 seconds because you broke up there for a second.
So when we pulled up to the courthouse in the sheriff's vehicle, I noticed that my car was still, surprisingly, on the side of the courthouse where I parked it. I figured that the vindictive bastards would have had it towed off. While I'm in court, okay, and I'm being told that I'm being released today. When we leave the courthouse, they of course have to take me back to the jail 30 minutes out, and they're going to release me with nobody there to pick me up. I see that my car is now gone. The marshals.
Gone from where? The courthouse?
Yes, just to be more vindictive because they found out that I was getting discharged today, not being held any longer in that jail. Had my vehicle towed off, knowing my financial situation because of everything.
That's more retaliation.
More retaliation. Guess what the towing company told me?
I'm listening.
It's actually right here on the sheet. So the call came in at 10:50 a.m. They came and they picked up the car at 11:17 a.m. yesterday. The reason for the impound: private property tow.
It's not private property.
My car was parked in public property on the side of the courthouse. I asked the towing company, I said, y'all never like something like this. You get a report of a private property impound. Do you ever stop to use your head to think this is not private property? Instead, they towed it off. I literally had to fork over. I had to basically borrow from Peter to pay Paul to get my car out of impound, so that I didn't lose the only thing that I've got left after what Galveston did. And that's why I'm in it right now. I literally just picked it up.
Just to close this out, you were tortured. You weren't doing anything wrong other than hurting their feelings. You were basically tortured. Basically nothing. You were tortured between the sternum rub, the throwing you around, the kidnapping you, then the roughing you up, the super tight handcuffs, and then retaliation by having your car towed from public property. They put you in a bind. Now you're facing some stupid 30-day in jail charge. You're probably going to win. But in the meantime, you need some support. Where's the best way people can support you right now?
So I actually just set up a Give, Send, Go.
Okay,
If you go to that latest
what that is.
article,
I'm sorry?
if you go to that latest article that I have on my website. Oh, and by the way, I apologize for the ads. I just put the ads on there. I just put the AdSense on there so I can try to monetize my website, so I can try to get,
Just fine tune those. You gotta fine tune those, because the first one I clicked, my computer started going bam, 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 freaking out.
I know.
So
I'm gonna go ahead and take.
So which article right here? This one, this U.S. Marshal Service, Department of Justice.
No, go up.
Let me go back.
It's the first article right above it.
So this one
right there.
For media relief.
Yep.
Okay.
At the bottom, there's a link for a Give, Send, Go. Now, obviously, what I get faster and what's more helpful to replace my equipment now, because I'm out all equipment. The only thing I have is a cell phone. I feel very vulnerable. I have Cash App. I have Venmo. And honestly, one of the biggest things that I'm trying to do right now, John.
Man, hold on. Stop 1 second. Where is this link so people can support you if they want to?
At the bottom of that article. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you're in the other articles, the other posts. So go back up to the article you were just reading where the text. Okay, yes. So that's it. So scroll down.
This one?
Scroll down. Yeah, that's it. Scroll down. It's that for immediate release. If you've already clicked on it, yeah.
Scroll. Now what?
Hold on a second. My phone just overheated. Give me a second. I'll be right back with you.
All right. So, right here, emergency phone ring. I see it. Okay, guys.
So
here's how you can
get in it.
Here's how you. Hold on 1 second, Matt. Hold on 1 second, Matt. Hold on 1 second, Matt. So you just read the story. You heard the story. You saw the story. You saw everything that happened. Journalist assaulted and kidnapped by U.S. Marshals. True. Read more. And here is the Give, Send, Go. It's if you go to givesendgo.com, and then you want to look up. It's actually fed. Let me just copy and paste this into the thing, and then guys, share this on your Facebook and stuff. You guys have $1 or $2, $5, whatever. But I'm a few bucks, so hopefully he can get his car. Hopefully he can get his car out and get back on the road and back to doing your thing, man. I mean, everything they did to you was unlawful. That's for sure.
The biggest thing that
Let's
I
do some
want
closing
right now,
statements. Let's do some closing statements.
Yeah, I've got a federal public defender right now. Here's the thing: I don't trust a public defender, and it's a 30-day charge. I mean, honestly, if I have to, I will go pro se on this and preserve my appeal rights. I know the case law, but what I really need is to hire an attorney. This is not about 30 days in jail. It's about principle. It's about there's well-established case law, and this needs to be pushed all the way to send a strong message that this cannot ever be, it can never be condoned. So I'm guessing it's probably going to cost about $10,000 for a criminal defense attorney. That's generally what it costs for state court, is 5 to 10, and this is federal court. I want to get a good attorney that is wanting to take this all the way, that sees. I mean, I believe it's a slam dunk case, but it's a bench trial that I'm scheduled for in front of a magistrate judge with no jury. So
Why? Now, did you have the option to get a jury and you chose bench or what?
no, the federal court actually said because it's a petty federal charge, it's a petty offense, that it gets a bench trial, that I'm tried on information, not indictment, which I thought any crime, especially in federal court, had to be tried based on indictment, but apparently that's not the case. And yeah, it's they gave me a public defender. I've called, no return phone call yet. I mean, I've had horrible luck with public defenders, and I would rather
Honest to God,
represent myself than.
Honest to God, Matt, I believe that AI is going to take over public defenders because honestly, AI is already better than most public defenders. So I hate to say it because we need 1 million more guys like you and I. And even though we've made a big splash on the scene, so to speak, since the early days, we're still just scratching the surface. We need, because you and I make up about 10% of the population. The rest are haters, people who work for the government, people who watch TV still. So,
It's got to be a collective effort. It's got to be a collective effort.
Yeah.
You know, and all these haters out there, I got one thing I want to say to address that is, you know, I could never, in my wildest dreams, I could never sit there and laugh and cheer on law enforcement violently attacking anybody.
They love it.
Getting away with it. You
Oh,
know,
they love
because what that does is that opens up the door. Okay. If you're over there, if you're a bootlicker and you're cheering this on, cheering on the violation of rights and the attack of innocent citizens for the exercise of their rights, do you not think that there's ever going to be a time that you have a disagreement of thought with somebody? Because I don't care. You could be friends with the government, have friends there, but guess what? People don't always come to the same arrival of thought. Okay. At some point, you're going to have a differing of opinion. And guess what? When you convey all that power to the government, guess who's going to win in that argument whenever you've given them all that power from cheering that on? They're going to exercise their power to make sure that their choice outweighs yours. So, I mean, let's just apply a little common sense to this.
Well, those people love violence. They love when someone they don't like because they're of their own inferiority complex. When they see someone they don't like, it's someone who goes against their cognitive dissonance. They like it when when violence is used against people. They literally like violence being used against innocent people. They like it. You're never going to convince them otherwise. They hate us. Thus, anything that happens to us is a good thing.
Well, and they're going to be the first ones to go screaming and crying whenever the Civil War breaks out that they caused. You know, this is
They don't see that far ahead. They don't think that's the possibility. They think that you're crazy, that history can just repeat itself like it always does. And it does. And we've already had little spats here and there across the country of that happening. It's not, the Civil War wasn't one day. No. It was all across the states, different battles. And we've had something in Vegas. We've had things up in different places in California. Things have happened. So it's all it's going to take is one big serious event, and it's going to trigger a bunch of smaller events. But these bootlickers, they don't know. Half of them live in Canada. Half of them will just hide in their house, literally hide in their basement, like they claim we do.
I think a lot of them are paid for by the government. I think a lot of them are suck accounts set up, you know, by these people, by cops, by their cops' families.
Maybe a couple. but most of them are just dumb, dude. They're just dumb. They don't do any research on any topic. They just don't like the way you sound, the way you act, your inflection, the way you look. It has nothing to do with any type of critical thinking ability. That's why we need just to ignore them out of existence. They're nothing without us anyway. They live on us. And their whole existence is us. They're a parasite on our ass. So what do we care? Let them be themselves. We're going to move forward. Let's try to build between my tag and We the People News thing. And here's the thing one more time, guys, and then we'll get out of here. Matt, I wish you the best of luck, and it was nice meeting you. Yeah, say whatever you want, brother. Go ahead. Yeah.
So, just like you said, you made a good point on the whole with the Civil War. We didn't just get there overnight. And the one thing that I wanna basically make clear, because I think that there's too many people that have gotten the wrong impression of me, and they think that maybe that I just come off half cocked, and no, you've got to understand, and that's why I wrote this book, American Injustice, that I'm about to release. Is I want people to actually understand the motion of this thing, how dangerous this type of corruption is, and how it's something that you don't just arrive at all of a sudden one day. It's something that actually builds and builds on itself and builds on itself. Okay. So when I was originally banished from Oxford, Mississippi, from Lafayette County, Mississippi, away from my kid, for a cover up, they effectively basically made me an outlaw. And I've lived by a saying that when freedom is outlawed, only the outlaws will be free. And I stand wholeheartedly by that. It's when you push somebody, even a tame animal, a dog, whatever, when you steadily beat that dog and you back it into a corner and you take away its food, I don't care how civilized an animal is, you're going to bring the animal instincts out. Okay. So me being fed up, and sometimes my language is colorful, but it's so much, God, it's these people are laughing at the fact that they have steadily gotten away with one thing after the other. And I just ask you to what would you do in that situation if every cry for help to the...
Let me tell you, in 2018, I would have done exactly what you did. Went crazy, told them to go after their mother. But since then, I've been arrested and I've made 3,000 videos and I've got some experience. And if you plan on fighting this in the court system, you have to knock that stuff off, because no jury is going to side with you. All they're going to see is this guy's crazy. When you tell me all that stuff about outlaws being free, you're 100% right. If you outlaw guns, only criminals will own guns, right? It's reverse logic. It's actually critical thinking. You're doing critical thinking, and you're preaching to me the 10%, but the other 90% says, what is this guy talking about? You might as well be mooing. You might as well be talking to a herd of cows.
Right.
So you can't have it both ways. You can't be go F your mother on scene like I used to, and then you're in front of a jury, they're playing the tape, and they see go F your mother. I can't believe you said that to a U.S. Marshal. That's what's going on in their head, Matt. So if you want to win in court, you have to change your style. If you want to win public opinion, which you already did with me, you could do it a different way. But as far as the legal route, and you're depending on a jury, all they're going to see is you said go F your mother to that U.S. Marshal.
Right.
That's all they're going to hear, dude. So you got to balance it out. It's a balancing act.
Yeah, it is. It 100% is. It's 100. You're right. You hit the nail on the head with that.
That's it, man. So again, I got your link in the description. Subscribe to his channel. Watch him grow. Watch us all grow. Pick up a camera yourselves. Matt, I wish you the best of luck, and we can do this again soon. Okay, when there's updates.
Hey, love you, brother. Hey, always record the police. Always record your interactions with the government. This is another example why, because they will lie and attack. And
that's right. Also, it was nice meeting you up in Jersey, and also October 18th, if you want to come to Autopalooza, man.
I think I'll be there.
All right, sir. Thank you for coming on, dude. It was a pleasure.
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. Hey, y'all take care.
Take it easy. See you. All right, guys. There you go. I think that was a. So that's some good. We bounced off each other, and it wasn't too. The cops acted horribly. And if we were in Asia, I would give the cops a displeasing. StreamYard just put this stuff in there, so. But you have to drum roll bongos. Oh, let's add that one. So you see, so to me, see, Matt's got balls the size of the van they transporting him in, because I don't think getting arrested is one of the worst feelings in the world. And then having charges hang over your head is one of the worst feelings in the world. They know most of the time they're going to get off. They want you to blow up. I hope you guys can still hear me. Oh, where's the punch? What was I saying? Let's see what this is. Okay.
All right. I had the wrong setting in there for the audio. That's why I have to check this, and I have to check this good. Cool. The wrong setting in there for the audio. That's why I have to check this, and I have to check. All right. So, let's go to edit my mic settings. Hang out with me for just a second. It'll just be for just a second. So I wanted to touch on something real quickly before I ended this live stream. Okay. Turn on. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
got it. So, if you remember, while John was talking, somebody had thrown up a case called Musumeci versus U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Challenges the government regulation restricting photography on federal property. Actually, right now would be an awesome time to go smoke a cigarette and yeah. All right. Oh. All right. So, what else? And there's a lot of shocking things. Sunday night, I did a podcast with Terrence Beware, and we went over a case that was shockingly similar to mine as well, which is Bennett versus Hendricks, and that's very, very applicable. But here, this right here in particular, when you combine this case right here with Cohen versus California, you're going to see taking into. I'm going to actually do something special for y'all tonight. Okay. And I'm going to do this because I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been wanting to help some people out by using AI, and especially if you have any particular situation going on like I do right here. Okay. So let's just read over. And in fact, I want to pull this window up right here. Okay. All right. So this lawsuit challenges a government regulation that unconstitutionally restricts photography on federal property, including public plazas and parks. The federal civil rights lawsuit filed on April 22nd, 2010, in the U.S. District Court There we go. After exercising his First Amendment right to take photographs and digital video in a public plaza outside of a federal building in Lower Manhattan, the lawsuit seeks a court order barring federal officials from harassing, arresting people engaged in non-commercial photography while standing in outdoor public areas near federal buildings. The complaint names the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Federal Protective Service, Inspector Clifford Barnes of the Federal Protective Service, and an unnamed federal officer as defendant. After recording with a handheld video camera, a protester in a public plaza outside the Daniel Patrick whatever federal courthouse in Manhattan. A 29-year-old resident of Edgewater, New Jersey. Okay, so
I'm not going to read through this whole case, okay? Because I don't have to read through this whole case. Yes, it's interesting. Do I have the time? No. So I want to show you exactly what you can do. All right. So I've got two different AI programs. Let me open this up into a present screen, stop share. Why am I not seeing it? Well, I guess we're just gonna go with this. All right. Shoot, that's not it. Give me 1 second, folks. 1 second. The there we go. Okay. All right. So I've got that. I can go ahead and see. I knew I could make my life easier with this. So I've got my Chat GPT up right there. Now I'm going to take it and let's just go ahead and start by adding this case in. Anything PDF, character related, really any file can go into Chat GPT. The way that we are going to do this is create a new project. Call this the All right. So for whatever reason, the internet cut out on that laptop, so I had to grab my phone and switch over to it so I don't have the background behind me. It's also going to be very hard without having this one on to kind of show you what I'm doing right here. Let me see if I can get it back. In fact, I know what I can do. I'm just going to hotspot out to my phone. All right, connected. So, StreamYard. All right, should be good now. I'm going to share. All right, got that. Okay, so I think we're good with that right there. All right. So what I'm going to do, I just uploaded that first case, end up re-uploading it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, this tab, so you can see what I'm doing. All right. All right. Cohen versus California. I'm trying to find a actual PDF of it. There we go, Justia. Okay. So Justia is always your, probably the best resource to go to get your case law. So I have Cohen versus California right here. I'm going to print this as a PDF. And now, come back over here and remove that. Present, share screen. There we go. All right. We should be good. Smooth sailing now. All right. So add files to the project. Oh, my computer's pretty damn quick. Ooh, I'm at 22%, so it's on energy mode. So I'm going to add Cohen versus California.
to the project files. It's uploading. I'm going to add this case, which you would want to know more about your case to actually know if you want to add that to the project files. I know about the case. I guess I could have first started with just, sending it in ChatGPT. It would have given me the rundown of everything. But it's a very, very similar case. All right, so I've got that in there. And now let's see. Yes. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add thought I had the and it might be on my cell phone. Okay. We got to StreamYard and get the transcript. So what you can actually do is if you have audio files or if you have video files, there's a website that's called elevateai.com. You can go there, you can upload 1,000 audio files or video files a day, and it will accurately give you a pretty accurate transcript, which you can then throw in the AI and have it polish it up, have it clean it up of any mistakes it makes during the transcribe. But you want to turn everything into words. Okay. StreamYard. Library. Those that have report script, really accurate, give you the ability to download it. Say